Yo, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, short of all ages. We're back for another week of Just a Fan Podcast. Hey, y'all, it's Super Bowl week.
Hey, it's time.
Super Bowl week.
You here?
It's all on the line.
That's what it's about right here.
The winner gets the trophy. The loser picks 31st overall in the draft. Who's gonna win? The Kansas City Chiefs or the Philadelphia Eagles? Which one is it going to be? Are we going to get a three-peat or we're not going to get a three-peat? All right. That direction. Panel 316. The good guy with the black hat. I'm just here so I won't get fined. That's right. Tell him.
I'm sorry. I just got hit with a penalty flag.
Hey.
Leave that spoon. Don't put that spoon in the video, man.
What spoon? That's not a spoon. I don't know.
The fork, whatever it is, man. Come on.
What spoon? You mean Taylor?
Oh my goodness.
Taylor Swift? She's gonna be in the Super Bowl. You gotta help me. This isn't my first Super Bowl. Okay, she said it ain't her first Super Bowl.
This guy.
Okay.
Carry on, Brandon.
Anyway, I'm Coach Williams, the NFL Encyclopedia, the Wildcat quarterback that runs this thing. I'm gonna keep saying, man, don't turn the football over, and that's gonna be crucial in this game. Do not turn the ball over. Down below, the guy who came up with the idea of Just a Fan Podcast, Steve Space Age White. What's up, man?
What's happening?
All right, so hey, real quick before we get started, I just want to let everybody know, and I want to remind everybody, because I know Saints fans love this, Buccaneers fans love this, and Panthers fans love this. Today is the anniversary of the Super Bowl that was 28-3, and then the Falcons lost. And I know we got Saints fans on here, so that's why I brought it up, and we can move on. Today's the anniversary for that. Anyway, gentlemen, another new head coach hired, I think, since we've been on, and that is Pete Carroll to the Las Vegas Raiders. Y'all know Pete Carroll, former Southern Cal head coach, former Seahawks head coach, also has coached the Jets and the Patriots a little bit in the NFL as well. What do y'all think about this guy coming back coaching the NFL again at 73 years old?
Right now, the thing is, by the time the Raiders become relevant again under Pete Carroll, he'll probably be 75, 76 years old.
I agree.
NFL team. So, honestly, Pete Carroll's a name. This is true. But let's be realistic here. Okay. The Chiefs are good. The Chargers are getting better. Okay. The Broncos are good. Oh yeah, and we can't wait for those Pete Carroll, Jim Harbaugh matchups twice a year. Overall, it's not news unless you're a Raiders fan. You're not relevant right now, Raiders. Get a quarterback and we'll talk. Okay? Get a roster and we'll talk.
I know, right?
Not relevant right now.
I'm cool with it, man. I'm actually cool with it.
I don't have a problem with it. That's just a Raider thing to do.
Yeah, I mean, he's passionate. He's a football.
You muted yourself, Steve.
Yeah, for sure.
All right, but anyway, here's my thing, and I have a colleague who's a Raiders fan. I forgot how he told me how he became a Raiders fan. I forgot how he became a Raiders fan. Anyway, he told me, he's like, look, I just got to wait and see, because even though he has a 4-year contract, that 4th year has an option attached to it. So it's like he can be invested into it. Oh, I got guys frozen. Okay, never mind. He's not frozen. Okay, because like he was frozen for a minute. But then what we got go? Okay. All right. So what was I gonna say? Yeah, so the 4th year is the option. So if things are not going the way he wants it to go, he could be gone on his own. But he's in a tough division, like you said. The Chargers are getting better. The Broncos, they have potential to take the next step next year with Bo Nix at quarterback. And you still got the Chiefs who are in the Super Bowl right now, trying to three-peat. So it's a lot of competition in that division. He's a name. He's a very familiar name.
It's the name.
But he's going to have to build a roster to try to match what's in the division and match it fast, because you're talking about a 4-year contract with the 4th year being an option. And I don't know how fast you can build something like that, especially being that division and that conference. Because regardless of who even makes it, even to the conference championship game, you still got Baltimore, Pittsburgh,
Can we
Buffalo, Houston.
Can we just talk about the fact that they're probably not getting out of that division?
Probably not.
Let's not even put the cart before the horse here. I mean, like I said, everything that you said, Brandon, the Chiefs are in the Super Bowl this weekend. The Chargers are getting better. Bo Nix has shocked and awed everyone, and Denver has a good defense. So all three of those teams have better rosters. Now, to be fair, the Raiders could go off and just blow the draft out the water.
Of course.
They could.
But they're going to have to blow about 2 or 3 drafts out the water, though.
Exactly. So that's why I said he's going to be at least 75, 76 before they even get to relevancy.
Mm-hmm.
And it's like, okay, so what are we really talking about right here? And it's like, Pete Carroll to the Raiders, okay, and also to be fair, because I'm fair and balanced, but the Raiders have $92 million in cap space, and that's before the new cap has been decided upon, which is probably going to be more than that. So they can go out and buy a team. They can go out and draft a team. Pete Carroll is a player's coach, except for when he decides to pass on the 1-yard line instead of handing it off to Marshawn Lynch, i.e. that's why my caption says what it says on the screen. But let's not put the cart before the horse. Let's not get super excited about this hiring. I'm not very excited. I'm about as excited. I'm going to put that on the same tier as Brian Schottenheimer being hired by the Cowboys. It's like, okay, let's wait and see. And actually, I have more I feel like Brian Schottenheimer with the Cowboys has more potential right now than Pete Carroll and the Raiders.
Why is that?
Longevity. Brian Schottenheimer could be there for a while. If you let him sit there and work.
That is true.
Pete Carroll. Hey man, look. Pete Carroll almost dead. Okay.
No.
Let's just be real, bro. Okay. I mean, I'm not trying to. He put his hand on his mouth. I mean, he's 73, 74?
73.
Okay. When the season starts, he's probably going to be around 74 sometime during the season. Like, he should be on Steven left. Steven just left. But, by the time, he should be in a rocket chair on the porch, whittling or something. You know what I'm saying? 74, that's what I want to be doing. I don't want to be running around trying to
coaching. Yeah, I know. I get it, man, because he turned 74 right around the beginning of the season. That is September 15th.
See? And it's like 74, you coaching a bunch of 20-somethings, and come on, bro. Come on. That's why I'm just not excited about that hiring. the Raiders have potential with their cap space and the draft picks and the draft position. They could build a team, but is Pete Carroll really who you need? Now, again, the difference between me and most talking heads that deal with sports is that I'm willing to admit I'm wrong. You don't see that on FS1 or ESPN and well.
Nah, you're right about that.
So if I'm wrong, I'll come on here and be like, hey, man, Pete Carroll, he blowing it out. He blowing it out. He doing it. I'll come on here and say that, but I don't see it.
Not to mention, man, like even when he's done, because obviously that's not gonna last long.
No.
There's no in-house replacement based on some of the staff he's hired. You know, he's hired
to Chip Kelly. We know
well,
how
not even just Chip Kelly, like, but even if you give it to Chip Kelly, I don't see Chip Kelly really like succeeding.
I don't either. We
What's up, Kenan?
Full agreement. We're in full agreement there. I don't see Chip
Like
Kelly.
because I said a few weeks ago, I like Chip Kelly as an OC under the right head coach.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I like him as a head coach anymore.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't see someone taking over because they didn't bring in somebody who can take over. Because I think Patrick Graham was brought back to run the defense, and I'm like, okay, well, you know. So
did you hear that inflection in your voice just now? Okay, well,
yeah, exactly.
That's how I feel. That little inflection in your voice is how I feel about this Pete Carroll hiring. It's like, it's like, okay, sure.
Yeah. It's just it's a name, but that's all it is, man. It's a name right now. And like you said, if I'm wrong, then I say I'm wrong. But right now, not feeling it. Yeah. I tell you what though, someone who's a defensive mind and knows about defense and going to defensive players, Myles Garrett has spoken up and even wrote something on social media. But I'm a really paraphrase and shorten it, condense it. He's tired of losing. He's tired of going through rebuild modes.
Browns gone brown.
He's ready to win a Super Bowl. That means get me out of here. I want to be traded. I don't care what you say. Send me somewhere where I can win the Super Bowl. Now, I think all three of us can agree that Cleveland's going to probably try to get him out of conference.
I would.
Maybe, but
this is the Cleveland Browns we're talking about.
Right. Well, that is true. Now. That is true. So
that's what we would do.
Yeah, that's what we do.
You know,
might mess around, send them to Pittsburgh or something stupid. Or
we are talking about the same team that gave Deshaun Watson a ridiculous contract that they are still struggling to get out.
Yeah, that is true. That's
what I'm saying.
All right. So anyway, okay, there are a lot of teams though who are playoff contenders that could use Myles Garrett. Almost anybody can use Myles Garrett for real, because one thing Eric said is you can never have too many pass rushers. Okay.
I always say you can never have too many defensive backs, but yes, pass rushers go under that. Yes.
Well, okay. Well, my bad. Well, anyway, teams with cap space that probably makes sense. Washington has a lot of cap space. Detroit has cap space. But what do y'all think? What do y'all think about this whole thing with Myles Garrett and Cleveland Browns anyway?
Well, go ahead.
No, go ahead, because I already attacked the Pete Carroll thing.
Until this weekend, he is the currently reigning DPOY, Defensive Player of the Year. Of course, anybody can use him, right? He wants to go to a contender. There are some teams that can pay him market value and whatever he really wants. Can't be mad at him for wanting to leave Cleveland. I mean, it's not a desirable place to play. It's not. So we'll see, man. I don't know. But I don't know, for some reason, Washington comes to mind, San Fran comes to mind, as top NFC contenders that can afford him.
Yep.
They move some money around. Washington doesn't really have to, but I don't know this cap situation. Brandon, you probably would know that, but I think it goes NFC. I think it goes NFC.
I posted it in our group chat a couple of days ago. Of course, that's a bunch of videos to go through.
I have it here.
You got it there, okay. But like you said, Washington, San Francisco, Detroit, Philadelphia will have to move some money around.
Definitely would have to move some money around. Yeah.
Who else is Green? I don't know what Green Bay look like right now.
Green Bay has about 42 before the new cap comes in.
Okay, so
they don't have any real big name free agents right now, to my knowledge, that they have to shore up.
But that's why, to me, Washington stands out, because
they
went further than the aforementioned teams outside of Philadelphia, and they have 90 something in cap space. Brandon,
they have 90. Not to mention, they also have draft capital to make the trade for him.
I don't know why he wouldn't go there, to be completely honest.
Washington, okay, but here's the thing, and I hear you. And even though Washington went to Detroit and beat them, we still have to account for that Detroit did lose some defensive players,
for sure,
including Aiden Hutchinson,
sure,
before that game.
For sure.
San Francisco had a bunch of injured players,
and
that's why they didn't even make the playoffs. I'm not saying Washington's terrible. Okay, I'm not saying Washington's overrated. I'm just wondering what would have happened if San Francisco doesn't have all those injuries, A, and then B, if Detroit didn't have all those injuries on defense.
Oh, for sure.
I can tell you right now, if San Francisco didn't have those injuries, and I'm not drinking Dove beer, and I don't have no damn donuts, and I'm not Mark Simpson. So when I say this, so if San Francisco is healthy, they probably played last week. Okay, I don't know what they be playing this coming Sunday, but they probably played last week if everybody's healthy.
And see. So that's my thing. Is like, okay. Yes, Washington may make the most sense because of the amount of cap and the amount of draft capital they have. I get that. But do not fall asleep on Detroit just because they lost to Washington. Do not fall asleep on San Francisco just because they didn't make the playoffs.
Right. Now.
Hold on. And one more thing. Y'all know how much I despise the Eagles. But if there's one team that always ends up shocking me when they do stuff during the offseason, it's them. They have traded for Malcolm Jenkins, and it shocked me. They traded for AJ Brown, and it shocked me.
No.
Philadelphia, and hold on. Wait, Steve, wait. Another thing they love to do too, they love to address the line of scrimmage on both sides. They always do that. So between those two things, I'm not saying Philadelphia's going to do it. But Philadelphia, to me, is always a dark horse because of because they do that stuff.
Absolutely, I agree. And this is a different conversation we're getting into. It's not about who could have been what this year if they were healthy. We're talking about Myles Garrett, right? Getting paid a lot of money with the contender, and we know.
That's the part, Steve, is the contender part. That's why we were bringing that up.
But the only people I'm bringing up are contender names.
Right.
And listen, hold on, Steve. Let me tell you something too. Hold on, wait. You telling me that these teams would not move heaven on earth for Myles Garrett?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying we're still in the postseason. Who had the most money that went the furthest?
I understand that.
Who?
I understand Washington went the furthest besides Philadelphia right now.
And Detroit lost a lot of staff.
But
San Fran got solid back.
I'd also like to point out that Cleveland ran the wide nine, which is the scheme that San Francisco runs.
So it wouldn't be too much of adjustment for him either doing that.
No, I'm agreeing with you.
And again, I know you sit here saying that Washington went the furthest, but we also know a small reason why Washington went the furthest. Okay,
Sure.
so Detroit. So to me, is Detroit, Washington, and San Francisco. But Philadelphia to me is a dark horse because I know Philadelphia.
I got you, and I'm just thinking.
So Titus.
And no order. I'm thinking Washington and San Fran because Detroit, as far from a coordinator standpoint, there are some questions because the staff has changed a ton.
Oh yeah, you're right. No, you're right. They lost. What I say? They lost 7 staff members.
I'm thinking with San Fran, you have a hell of a coordinator.
Yeah, you do.
With Washington, you have Dan Quinn, who's a hell of a coordinator.
Yeah, you do.
Well. So yeah, I think we're saying the same thing. I'm just thinking San Fran and Washington have to be the forefront, in my personal opinion, as far as a realistic deal being.
But I tell you what though, I tell you what. Even though you may have questions about the defensive coordinator in Detroit, a healthy Aiden Hutchinson and Myles Garrett can mask a lot of that stuff.
This is true
because this would be, even though it never happened. Because the Giants wanted Reggie White when he was coming over from the USFL, but they overrode Bill Parcells and brought in somebody else for the Giants. That's the kind of potential it would be. It would be LT and Reggie White all over again.
Yeah, and that's a good point. But my question with Detroit is, their staff has made they were really good. It's so hard to match that with such a different staff. Like. Being that good with completely different. I
understand. No, trust me. I'm not knocking you because you lose 7 staff members.
You have
offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, defensive line coach, and 4 other guys.
Yeah,
that's a lot.
Yeah,
I'm not gonna say that is. I'm gonna just put it like this. It can happen. It's possible for you could turn over a staff and replace them with guys that are just as good. So as long as the talent is there, they can work around a lot of that. So to Brandon's point about, you're talking about a healthy Aiden Hutchinson and a Myles Garrett, that type of pass rush is going to make your secondary look better. They're gonna make Terrion Arnold look like he's a first round. Because Terrion Arnold did not, and people was crazy when I said I had Quinyon Mitchell above Terrion Arnold when we talked about draft stuff last year. I said Quinyon Mitchell's better corner. Terrion Arnold's not. Terrion Arnold is a violent tackler, but his coverage skills are lacking. But I digress. You already got an All-Pro and Kirby Joseph back there in safety.
And Brian Branch, your safety.
And Brian Branch. I'm sorry, I forgot about Brian Branch. Outstanding, yeah. And so they're going to make your corners look better. When the quarterback just don't have time to throw the ball, it don't matter who covers. I could get my old ass out there and cover somebody for a couple of seconds just off of the technique I already have.
You ain't cover nobody. What you doing, man?
Okay.
No, Eric. No, this is what Eric would do. This is what Eric would do. Eric would sit here and take his hand and he would slap somebody. That's what he would do.
Shit out of him. Yeah. But illegal hands to the face, whatever. But when you have a pass rush like that, it makes your corners look better. Okay. So and then you were talking about 2 guys who not only rush the passer really well, they play set the edge and play the run really well. So these are, you combining Myles Garrett with somebody of that caliber of Aiden Hutchinson. And then you want to talk about San Francisco.
Oh yeah.
Nick Bosa. And it's like, oh my God.
That'd be crazy pairing. Crazy.
And what's been missing in San Francisco for the longest has been the other guy.
Other pass rusher.
The other guy. Nick Bosa still is Nick Bosa, but it's the other guy.
Yep.
Now, as a fan, I'm not a big fan of because it would take, because now let's talk about what we're talking about in capital to get it. It's probably going to take 2 first rounders. Okay.
But hold on.
Take 2 first rounders.
But you're willing to give up those first round picks to get them?
No.
Why not?
Here's the thing. I'm not saying it won't be done. I'm not. And if I'm speaking from my team.
I understand.
So yeah, we're talking about San Francisco. I don't. The issue, yes, we need another pass rusher. This is true. However, the bigger issue is the offensive line in San Francisco.
I
And
understand.
right now, and just now, we're needing a right tackle because our right tackle wasn't that great. We need a right tackle that can come in and start day one, a rookie, and they can eventually transition to the left in about 2 or 3 years when Trent Williams decides to go to the house. So tackles are at a premium in the draft.
That's
you got to
true.
get your tackle early if you want somebody that can come in and start right away. So, you know, you grab a guard in the center later. And actually, I prefer to get a center in free agency, a veteran center. Because, but guard, you can get, you know, day 2.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
You know, but that's why I wouldn't do it. And also, and I'm speaking for a lot of Niners fans, is we're feeling some type of way about giving up multiple first-round picks. We know Myles Garrett is not Trey Lance. We know that. But damn it, it felt really weird not being on day 1 of the draft for about 3 years.
Yeah.
You know what? I get it. And the only reason why I would agree with you is because you do need an offensive tackle. Because besides that, you know full well that you're trying to win that Super Bowl.
Yes, because the window is closing.
Yes, and you need someone to be able to bring in Myles Garrett. Yeah, so that might be the thing that might stop San Francisco from trading for Myles Garrett is because they want to try to get a tackle in the first round.
And that's the thing. There's got to be some tackle that's got to blow us out of the water. Now, John Lynch, who has already proven it, he will just say, picks, give me that guy. You know, he'll do that, you know. But what makes it even more enticing for someone like him is he knows that you got a surefire thing. You know, this is not, oh, well, we don't know what he's going to do. No, this Myles damn Garrett we talking about. So that was what makes it even more enticing. And before anybody comes in and says, well, you got to pay Brock Purdy, you ain't going to have no money. Shut up. You don't know how the cap works. Because basically, basically, if you have roughly, and we talked about this off the air, if you have roughly about 36 million under the cap, which teams like the Niners and Detroit, and of course Washington have way more of, then you can structure. First of all, his deal is only going to cost you roughly about, his cap is going to be about 6.3 for the next 2 years. That's his 2-year contract. He got 2 years left on his deal. So you bring him in on that deal. If he wants to, he can go there. Now watch this. Here's something else that we haven't talked about this whole Myles Garrett situation. Let me put these teams aside. Stop talking about caps. Stop talking about draft picks and all that. Myles Garrett does not have a no trade clause in his contract.
That's true.
So here's the thing, and y'all need to pay attention at home at this. Cleveland ain't got to do nothing.
Or
people don't understand that. Or
they don't have to send to a contender.
They can send him whatever the hell they want to.
They can send him to Jacksonville.
Tennessee.
They could.
Yeah, Tennessee, like you said, Tennessee, Jacksonville.
Whoever offers them the best deal, they can take it, and he's stuck.
Mm-hmm.
So that's the thing. All people that's watching, you got a cousin or a family member that could possibly go to the NFL, or could possibly, you got friends, you got family, you got spouses or whatever you watching, tell them to get a no trade clause in their contracts. So if you decide you want to request a trade, you're going to go where you want to go.
And that no trade clause is tearing up the NBA right now. That's
exactly. And for people who don't understand it, for the layman who's watching our show, what's a no trade clause? It's basically a clause that says, I cannot be traded. And you're saying, well, if he wants to be traded, what you gonna do? You can waive that clause if they decide to trade you to a team you want to go to.
Yeah. So they determine if the team wants to trade them, who they're gonna go to. They have to sign off on it and agree to it. Bradley Beal last week, they said, yeah, what are rumors? He said, well, I don't know any rumors because they can't send me anywhere I don't want to go.
Mm-hmm.
So if they want to trade me, we got to have a conversation. He said that in his post-game conference. Like, I got to sign off on this one.
So to be clear, to be abundantly clear here, crystal clear, the ball is still really in the Browns' court.
It really is.
even though it would make the most sense to go ahead and trade this man to somewhere he wants to be, because, and here's the backlash from this, some people that don't understand. Because some people, you know, they think with the corporate mindset, they never had two nickels to rub together, act like they billionaires. That's why we're in this position we're in this country now. But basically, for people who think like with the corporate mindset, it's like, well, he works for us and we're not gonna do. Guess what? You know what happens? If Cleveland wants to pull some HAN stuff and say we're gonna trade him to somewhere he don't want to go, we just gonna get the best deal, or we're not gonna trade him at all. Any of those two things. If Cleveland decided to do that, that is going to make that destination even less palatable for other free agents, because they're gonna say, okay, we see how you did Myles Garrett. Myles Garrett played his heart out for y'all for 8 damn years, and y'all treated that man like that when he asked for a trade. I ain't going no damn Cleveland. Y'all gonna suck forever.
But you know, nobody want to go to Cleveland anyway right now. So
and right now, and that thank you, Brandon. And that goes right in line with what we talk about. Cleveland is already not a desirable location to go play anyway for most players.
Look, man, these players pay attention, man, to how these organizations treat their premier stars, man. Players really do pay attention to that.
So you're going to suck forever. So it's in Cleveland's best interest to trade him somewhere he wants to go than to try to play hardball.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. I think Cleveland, whatever good players they have on their roster, like a Denzel Ward or whoever else they have,
put them all on the block.
They might as well just go ahead and just start rebuilding now.
Put them all on the block.
Put them on the block.
Get a bunch of draft picks.
Trade them, get a bunch of draft picks, and figure out. But because you're not going anywhere anytime soon, you're not.
Mm-hmm.
Pittsburgh's in your division, and they got players getting older, so now's the time for you to start trying to rebuild your team. Baltimore, you know, I mean, Lamar Jackson's in his prime. I don't know how much longer Derrick Henry's going to be able to keep running like this. The defense is solid, but it's not what it used to be. And then we'll see what Cincinnati does with their defense, but
if Cincinnati puts any semblance of a defense together, I mean,
and a running back,
it don't even have to be a great defense. It just got to be decent.
Yeah, just decent.
If Cincinnati can put together a decent defense, they're gonna be right back in the middle of things. And we talk about Mike Tomlin all the time, but Mike Tomlin gonna win 10 games.
Yeah, he is.
Oh. And then we talk about the Ravens. You're talking about Lamar Jackson, who, you know, he might be MV3 this year. You know, we talking about 3-piece. We ain't talking about Lamar Jackson.
Yeah,
you know, so as long as Lamar Jackson is on that roster for the Baltimore Ravens, that's a viable contending team. So now you're talking about the Ravens, you're talking about the Steelers, and you're talking about the doggone Bengals. You're at the bottom of the division, Jack. You need to go ahead and break this down and start over. You have one of the most non-team friendly deals for a quarterback who has torn his Achilles again and has not played well when he was healthy. And you're just trying to stay above water right now. The other teams, they riding on boats. You trying to stay in water. You flailing around. And now the star, the face of your franchise says, I want to go. The best thing for you to do is say, you know what? Yeah, man, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
Go ahead.
We're going to try to work out somewhere, wherever you want to go, man. We're going to just start over.
Start over. You need to start over. You do need to start over. I'm sorry. Just start over.
I mean, just looking at all of the variables that go with this, everything that I just mentioned, all the stuff I talked about, all of that stuff is in Cleveland's. Cleveland could do that stuff. By all means, they could. But when you look at all these variables that I just listed, it is in their best interest to not only trade Myles Garrett, but trade him to somewhere he wants to be.
Yeah, that's true.
And I'm through with that.
There you go. All right. Gentlemen, we have a big game on our hands this Sunday.
I'm sorry. Somebody just threw a penalty flag at me.
Come on.
As soon as you mentioned.
I think kickoff is at what time? 6:25 or something like that?
Sounds about right. Usually around this time.
I'm sorry, that's my time for
Eastern, yeah.
Easter. My bad, y'all. My bad. No, I don't want that. Oh yeah, here we go. Kickoff is at where you at?
About 6:30 Eastern.
Yeah,
Right?
6:30 Eastern. Okay, because it's not gonna show me. That's fine. I don't care. Anyway, we have the Eagles and the Chiefs. What do y'all think about this game, just overall in general? Is there anything y'all looking for from a particular coach, from a particular football player? Let's try not to use Saquon Barkley.
I mean,
you go first, E. I know you got. I know what you're gonna say.
I know it's hard. I know it's hard.
I'm gonna clean it up after
Barkley.
you.
I get it. But like, is that because usually, I'm sorry, real quick. Sometimes, you get Super Bowl MVPs from somebody you just did not expect. So
you saying like a outlier player that you're not looking at, like for example, last year's Super Bowl, had the 49ers pulled off that last drive, Jawan Jennings would probably been the MVP.
Right, something like that.
Okay, so those outlier players. For the Eagles, honestly, I'm looking at Dallas Goedert.
Okay, the tight end. Okay.
Yeah. I think I don't know if the linebackers for the Chiefs can consistently. Now those linebackers are really good. Let me qualify it. Those linebackers for the Chiefs are really good, but I don't know if they can consistently cover Dallas Goedert. Those safeties. If you want to find a weak point in Philadelphia's defense, it's the safeties. It's not the D-line. The linebackers are playing out of this world this year, which was their weakness a couple of years ago. The corners they playing out of this world. But if you want to find a chink in the armor for the Philadelphia defense, it's Blankenship and Chauncey Gardner-Johnson. Because Chauncey Gardner-Johnson, he always got picks, and always yapping his guns, but he's suspect in coverage. He's very suspect in coverage. He can be gotten, especially for some, I'm sorry, I did that backwards. Oh my God, I'm talking crazy. The Chiefs can attack the middle of the field with Travis Kelce against those safeties, and then Dallas Goedert can attack.
Yes, he can.
He can attack the middle of the field, the linebackers for Kansas City. So I don't think the real game is going to be won on the edges, on the outside. I think it's going to be won with the running game and a lot of tight end stuff. We don't even talk about Kansas City's other tight ends who play really well. Mm-hmm. It's always by Travis Kelce, who's slowing down, by the way, but still going to make a catch here and there that's big.
Yes.
But those other tight ends that getting rotated into the plays, they've made some huge plays over the season, and nobody's really talked about it because they don't win your fantasy week for you, but they move the ball third and whatever, they boom. Mm-hmm. So you can attack the Eagles safeties, and they have the length to get down there to those safeties, and then you have Travis Kelce attacking the Eagles safeties. So then we're gonna talk about the running game. We can't not mention Saquon Barkley, as great as he's been playing this season. Now, we were talking about something off the air, and I'm gonna let you go, Steve, Brandon. Mm-hmm. But one of our friends was like, "Hey, Timmy Smith holds the Super Bowl record for 204 yards in a Super Bowl rushing." Timmy Smith for the Washington at the time Redskins, and he's like, "Do you think Saquon is going to get that?" And I'm like, to say something like that is highly disrespectful to Steve Spagnuolo and the Chiefs defense, because realistically speaking, the Chiefs got where they were, besides the refs, the Chiefs got where they were off of the defense this year. It wasn't how great Pat Mahomes was, because he was not great this season.
His worst season.
This was his worst statistical season of his career.
Yep.
What got them there was how well the Chiefs defense played and a lot of questionable damn calls. Okay, so No, I don't think Saquon is going to light them up for 200 some yards. That's disrespectful to the Chiefs defense. So, at the same token, I don't think that the Chiefs, Pat Mahomes and them, going to just light up the Eagles defense unless they scheme away, and Andy Reid can't do this. Can scheme away to attack those safeties. So that's my take on that. Gentlemen.
You know, the Chiefs defense, man, like you just said, they're a lot better than people say. They don't
highly underrated.
They don't have crazy household names. They don't have DPOYs out here. No one's leading the league in picks, but their defense is legit. They're the most underrated defense year after year, in my opinion, ever. So to think that now, mind you, the Eagles, they're a run-first team. Hurts has not been playing well for the past month and some change.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so if that run doesn't work, they're gonna be in big trouble.
They really are.
He's been playing like garbage the past month, man. So I mean, Saquon hitting 200, I don't see that happening because what I think is going to happen is they're going to run, and if it's not working, which I don't think it will work as what they're used to, they got to have Jalen Hurts pass. He's not been doing a good job with that recently.
Steve, yeah. I know I said Steve, but Spags gonna make sure that Saquon is not killing them.
I think they're gonna end that run super early, man.
And it's gonna put the ball in Jalen Hurts' hands.
Brandy, you know the saying, you're a D-line coach. Stop the run and
have some fun, baby.
I think they're gonna struggle, man.
And the thing is, like Steve said, man, but Jalen Hurts has never been a true quarterback. You know what I'm saying? He's been able to win a lot of the games off his physical ability because they do the tush push, and he's a scrambling quarterback. He's a good mobile quarterback. Don't get me wrong, but if you ask Jalen Hurts to throw the ball 30-plus times game in and game out,
you have some problems.
Yeah, you're going to have a ton of problems. And they are fortunate to have gotten Saquon Barkley.
Dude,
and granted, the defense been fantastic, but just stand on the offense side of the ball. If they had not brought in Saquon Barkley, the Eagles
wouldn't be where they are.
I mean, they probably would have been a wild card. Washington probably in the Super Bowl right now.
Listen. That's
a fair assessment.
And this is not a shade to Philly, but if Washington protected the ball
better,
2 weeks ago, they could have won that game.
They could have.
Philly's defense is not elite. Like Washington could have, if they weren't getting those fumbles, they could have won that game. So, and KC, they don't operate like that way, man. You'll see postseason veterans and Andy Reid staff do their thing, man. I just truly believe that.
No, and you're not wrong because the game is not too big for them. The game is too big for everybody on Washington except for Jaden Daniels, which was surprising because
I agree.
Jaden Daniels literally has ice in his veins. I think he does.
He's never not been the starter since high school.
And he's not easily rattled.
Yeah, like he's used to the biggest stage possible. Started varsity his freshman year of high school, started Arizona State, started LSU, started Washington. He knows the big stage. It's just, man, just those fumbles, man. If those weren't happening at those times, it could be a different conversation right now, man.
Oh yeah, of course.
You know.
The thing is, so I'm looking at a couple of stats while you gentlemen were talking. The strength of Philadelphia's offense is the run. And the Kansas City Chiefs are 8th in the league in rush yardage against the run.
By yards?
Yards.
Okay.
And then they're number 4 in points allowed. So we got to put that out there.
Okay.
Kansas City's defense. Now, what does Kansas City do well on offense?
Run the ball.
They run the ball. This year, they run the ball. Okay.
Mhm.
So, watch this. The Philadelphia Eagles against the run are 23rd.
What?
I'm sorry. Let me double check that. Let me double check. I'm sorry. I said I got it back. It was 10th. They're 10th against the
I
run.
was going to say.
10th.
Yeah.
I had to flip. I had to hit my flip, but
So,
I
Yeah.
was going
yeah, I know. I messed it up. I apologize for this. I clicked the wrong thing.
I'm gonna take a note from Jamal's book, and I actually pondered on this like a couple years when he said this. Yards gain is cool, but if the points don't translate, it doesn't mean anything.
This is true.
You
So
have a 70-yard drive.
that's
You
fair.
stall at the 40 or 30 and get no points.
And that's fair. So in points allowed, Philadelphia's number 2, Kansas City's number 4.
Listen, man.
That's crazy.
Listen. The Cowboys, I'm just bring it home. We've had the number 5 offense the past 3 years before this past season. Playoffs.
That's
You never
true.
scored more than 16 points 3 years in a row
That's
in the playoffs.
That's true.
Yards are cool, but if points don't translate, it doesn't mean anything at all. It doesn't.
Yeah. So my whole thing is a lot of people think there's going to be a lot of offensive fireworks. I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
I think it's going to be a low-scoring game.
Because you have 2 of some of the best defensive coordinators in the league, and Vic Fangio, Philadelphia, and Steve Spagnuolo,
It's really
Kansas City.
really
Both defensive coordinators have been to the Super Bowl. No game is too big for them. Fangio was with the Saints in the 80s.
Mhm.
Okay, nothing's too big for Fangio. Spagnuolo, this is what 5th
What's
Super Bowl,
Fifth
4th
Super
Super
Bowl.
Bowl,
Phil.
Was it?
5th Super Bowl.
Wasn't Fangio an advisor for the last Philly DC when they hit the bowl?
Yeah, he was. He was an advisor. He was
Yeah.
on staff
Yeah.
when they lost the Super Bowl to Kansas City last 2 years ago.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
So I really think I don't think that Saquon is going to run roughshod over Kansas City's defense because
They're physical, man. No.
they're going to be looking for the run. They're gonna be looking for the run. And if Philadelphia has a chance, if they want to have a chance of winning this game, Jalen Hurts is going to have to be able to do something that he hasn't been able to do for the last 2 months, and that's have an outstanding pass game.
Yes. You got to make several reads and throw that thing accurately, man.
But the thing about it is though,
He's gonna
Spags like to blitz.
He's gonna have to, man.
Spags is going to
Bro,
Spags is going to send 5 players.
No, throwing for 170 is not going to win the Eagles, no doubt.
No.
It is not. That's not going to work. That is not going to work, man.
Nope.
I'm sorry, it's not. I'm gonna say it right. It ain't going to work. So he needs to throw that thing accurately.
He's going to probably need about 325, 350 yards passing with 3 or 4 touchdown passes.
He's going to need 30 attempts to win this game.
Yeah.
He's going to need at least 30 attempts to win.
We've witnessed Jalen Hurts when he's had to do that, and it's not pretty.
Yeah. To Brandon's point. We know how
Jalen Hurts
is a running back that's playing quarterback.
Well, I wasn't finna say that, but Jalen Hurts is going to have to play out of his mind. Basically, because I think they're gonna Saquon gonna get his yards. Now, don't get me wrong, because you can only contain a player of that magnitude, Saquon Barkley. But I don't think he's gonna be running away like he did on Washington.
Right.
And I think it's gonna be. I'm thinking from a defensive mindset. If I'm Spagnuolo, I'm like, I dare your ass to beat me with Jalen Hurts.
Well, and so we know Spags is going to do that because you know that
with his arm.
Well, yeah, because Philly. Listen, when they're not, I give them 2 drives. They'll probably have 3-4 carries or less. They're going to abandon the run, and they're going to start throwing because KC's they're going to move the ball and score. So now you got to match that. You got to match the scoring. Now you got to keep up. Of course, when teams are down, and I think honestly Philly will be down. I don't think they can run. They won't be able to run as well as they've been doing. When they're down, they're gonna ban the run and start throwing the ball a lot, and that's gonna get them behind, man. I see that happening, man. Our Cowboys, man. I think it's gonna happen.
The thing about it is the game is never over until there's no time left on the clock, and I say that because even if you have a 2 to 5 point lead on Kansas City, you know Mahomes is lurking on the sidelines until he gets on the field. Patrick Mahomes is lurking, and so when that game is 0, I mean when there's no time left on the clock and you got the lead, then you can relax. But until then, the game is not over. And Jalen Hurts is going to be under so much pressure to execute almost every single pass play just because of that.
To be honest, he didn't even do well against Washington's pass defense.
Oh, I know he didn't.
And Washington's defense is not the best in the world.
Exactly. Like he was trying to get hey man, it's gonna be.
He didn't. I don't think he did good against the Rams defense, did he?
No, he didn't. He didn't. Yeah.
And
running back playing quarterback.
We all know the Rams. We ain't by nothing, so we don't leave that.
Running back playing quarterback. I've been saying it.
But
I stand 10 toes down.
What has to happen if Philadelphia Eagles want to win this Super Bowl, they are going to have one, Jalen Hurts play out of his mind.
You got to have good quarterback play, man.
And two, they've got to maintain balance and complementary football throughout the game. They can't get into, well, we're just gonna run Saquon and hope for the best. We're gonna throw this noodle against the wall and hope it stick. They can't do that. And it's like, and like I said, the X factor is the guys in the black and white. I promise you, they need to do that on Facebook.
We know that's
how many bad calls are you gonna see?
But my question is, also like, I can think of one Super Bowl in recent history, not recent, like I'm talking like 20 plus years, where quarterback play was not great, and
they still won.
I'm thinking Tampa right away.
Baltimore
too.
Trent Dilfer.
But we're talking about we're
talking about a generation.
30 years, almost 30 years. Like quarterback play, that's just a recipe, man. Defense, quarterback play, a good run game, yeah, but like really good quarterback play is important to win this thing.
Well,
playing good.
Here's my thing regarding that. Yes, you do need great quarterback play. You need linemen on both sides to do what they need to do. Mm-hmm. But sometimes I still feel like you just need a running back to help close out the game, just to make sure everything is good.
Now, if Philly's able to get a lead, then let's be honest. If either team gets a lead, they have the running backs to close the game out. Kareem Hunt and Isaiah Pacheco for Kansas City, and then Saquon by himself. Mm-hmm. Both of them can really close this game out. Now let's see what offensive coordinator is going to be smart enough.
Yeah.
When they get the lead, they run the clock out. I'm looking at you, Kyle Shanahan, you bastard.
Okay.
All right. I'm sorry.
He got triggered.
I'm sorry. But you got
that man is ready to go.
You have to have an offensive coordinator that's smart enough that, okay, I got a big enough lead. Let me bleed this clock out. Get out of here. The best thing for Philly to do is to get a lead, get a more than two score lead, which is going to be very difficult to do. Mm-hmm. But to get a more than 2 score lead, and then let Saquon work, let him eat. Because the best defense for Pat Mahomes is for him not to be on the field. Ball control. Mm-hmm. It's not how you rush him. It's not how you contain him from scrambling. It's not how well you cover his targets. It's going to be about putting his Kermit the Frog voice ass on the sideline, making him sit down, and don't let him do nothing.
Yeah, don't give that offense.
That's more frustrating than any pass rush he can see.
Man, don't give KC chances, man. They
Don't turn the ball over, man. Don't turn that ball over.
They do really well with making the most out of their possessions, man.
Yes.
You don't want to. You
cannot turn the ball over.
You cannot at all.
Go.
Yep. And I know there's Philly fans probably gonna watch this and be like, "Oh, we gonna win!" Because Philly fans, you're annoying. But I'm just being real. I'm just being real. Hey, man, I'm gonna just call a spade a spade. NFC East fans, period. Y'all all bad. Okay, y'all are terrible. Okay, present company excluded. But the NFC East has the most detestable, deplorable fans in the entire NFL. Y'all hate each other. Y'all hate yourself. Y'all just, man. But Eagles fans, if you're watching, look, you got an uphill battle.
No, they're the worst. Listen, at least
I know what you did.
Nice no, Philly, they get violent, man. They're really rude, man. They're really rude, man.
They are rude.
They're different, bro.
They're rude to the team.
They're different, man. They're different, bro.
They rude to the team, man.
They are mean. They are mean.
They are mean.
Like, how you tear up the city when you win? Like, just,
Stop. Wait. No. When a player is down and he might be paralyzed for the rest of his life, how do you laugh and point at him?
Because they're Philly fans.
Okay, then. I don't know. They worse than rude. They just, I don't even know how to even describe that.
And also, Just a Fan Podcast, we like to talk about real Philly fans, not people who just became Philly fans.
No, I know real Philly fans.
I know, but we got some people who were Philly fans that just became Philly fans in the last couple of years.
They're the worst, man.
I'm just saying.
Worst, man.
They are the absolute worst.
But yes. But no, can Philly win this game? And we don't have to do a formal Pando's picks because this is the last game. But can Philly win this game? Absolutely. They have what they need to win this game.
Mm-hmm.
Is Philly going to win this game? No. There's your pick. I got the Kansas City Chiefs going away, winning by 1 score.
And we also know KC. You've been saying this, Eric, and we all know this. The league loves KC for several reasons. So if you can't run the ball and you have the refs on your side, like KC, I mean they're set up for success. I'll say that much.
New drinking game as you watch the Super Bowl because we had parties and everything like that. So here's the thing: every time there's a questionable call or no call, take a shot. Every time the camera gets on Taylor Swift, take a shot. You'll be drunk by the end of the first quarter.
No, Eric means a basketball shot at a home
no, I'm talking about shots.
Basketball hoop. Oh, you talk. Oh, okay.
Take a shot. Throw one back every time there's a questionable call or no call. Hey, wasn't that holding? There you go. When they show Taylor Swift, take a shot. That's a drinking game. You're gonna have fun. Play that now. You got it. Now y'all gotta remember, y'all gotta go to work Monday. I'm just saying. Y'all go to work Monday. But that's gonna be the drinking game for the Super Bowl.
Oh Lord have mercy. I tell you.
We drunk by the 4th quarter. Take us home, Brandon.
Well, let me say this real quick, man. I do too have Kansas City winning this game. However, and I'm making a prediction already for next year. Kansas City not winning next year. If Kansas City winning this year, they're not winning next year.
The script will have run its course by that time.
Because we got our 3-peat, we got out the way. Okay, congratulations, everybody, have a party, whatever. And now let's move on. Time for somebody else to win the Super Bowl. Okay.
They might actually let Josh Allen get there, or either Lamar Jackson,
or Joe Burrow, Never know. Let's find out. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, by the way, so tomorrow night is the award show. So we're going to find out who wins MVP, Coach of the Year, also who's inducted to the Hall of Fame and stuff. So we will cover that next week, and we'll cover the Super Bowl results. Also, I would expect Kellen Moore to have formally announced that he's the head coach of the Saints, so we should be talking about that next week as well.
God bless him.
So Yeah, God, I know, right? That man's gonna need some time. He's gonna need some time. But
Yeah, all right.
so we will cover all that next week. Next Wednesday, listen up. Next Wednesday is the last Wednesday for us being on Wednesday night. We're gonna move to Monday afterwards. Okay, so that way we can try to have all four of us on here at the same time because we just that's what we want to do for y'all. Okay. Also, again, try to get us to 500 subscribers so that way we can start selling merch. Panel got the merch on right now.
Merch on deck.
Merch on deck, and then also two, we're still trying to get a Patreon. We're up to 336 subscribers, but we want 500. So they don't have to watch the show. Just have them subscribe. Hit the subscribe button.
Here's the thing. On our Facebook page, we have over 500 followers on our Facebook page. If all of you who follow us on Facebook would just come over to YouTube and hit the subscribe button on YouTube, we'll be well over 500 because there's a lot of people who are not following our Facebook page who follow us on YouTube. So hit the like and subscribe button. Tell a friend.
There you go. Also, one more thing too. Go to our Facebook page. I think Eric might have been the one who posted a question about who do you have winning the Super Bowl and why. Please go to the page and answer the. We would love to know what y'all think. Okay. All right. So whatever. Anyway, I am Coach Williams, the NFL Encyclopedia, the Wildcat quarterback that runs this whole thing. That direction. Panel 316, the good guy with the black hat. He's here so he won't get fined.
Come on, hey. Stupid, man.
Because baby, now we got bad blood. And now we used to be bad love.
Carry on, Brandon, because this guy here.
Listen, if y'all don't know by now why they call him Pandemonium or Panda for short, there you go. There you go. There's only one Eric Wright.
I bring the chaos all day long.
By the way, hey, just real quick also, happy belated birthday to Pando. I mean, I said happy birthday to him, but happy belated to him. Matter of fact, hey, just because.
Oh, hell yeah.
All right.
Yeah,
and listen, don't be surprised if Myles Garrett goes to a team that is
trash.
Yeah, I know. I just felt like being random. Anyway, and then down below, Steve, Space Age White, the man who came up with the idea for the show.
He looks like he in a spaceship right now. He's like on the bridge of the Enterprise.
Hey man, JF headquarters, man. You already know what it is, man.
The Jetsons, baby.
George Jetson.
Jane, his wife.
Yeah, something wrong with it.
Hey, again, this is why you need to get 500 subscribers so you can watch us on Patreon because
Ain't nobody watching us right now. They all logged on. They like
no, actually, we still got 11. We got 11. I'm looking at it. We got 11, so we good. But anyway, y'all, peace out. Good night. See y'all next Wednesday, and then after that, we go to Monday. Okay, so peace out.
Deuces.